All right, I covered this a bit in the last one, but I wanted to make one video just dedicated to explaining a little bit more about flags and show one trick that you can do with your if statements. And this time I'm just going to show you this like piece pulled out. So imagine that you're in some room, maybe this is room 7, and there's a door there, and the person types in open door. And what you want to do is the flag is have they gotten the ability to open the door yet or not? And so what you can do is you can say, okay, well, if they have the silver key, then, and remember this would have to be a global variable that you've defined, and you say you want to use it in this room. Then you say, hey, it works. You've opened the door. And then it returns them to the room that they're going to go through. Again, you could, I suppose, make them actually then type in east to walk through. But I usually say, hey, if they've opened the door, they obviously want to walk through that door, and you just automatically just jump them over to that room. If they don't have the silver key, so remember, it's a Boolean, so your choices are true and false. So it's either yes, this is, or no, it's not. So you could just say, no, you can't get there. Give them a little hint because you have to always think about what the user's going to think about. And, if he's stuck, how do you get him or her to come up with what they're supposed to do next? So you might want to give them a hint and then send them back to the room that they were in. So if this is room 1, excuse me. If this is room 1, send them back to room 1. And if this is room 5, send them back to room 5. It would be silly to send them back to the start, So I don't mean to do that. I just mean to say whichever room this is the room that you want to send them back to. Now, that's fairly self-explanatory, and I kind of talked about most of that in the last video. One quick extra note to make this video interesting, and that is silver key equals true is actually redundant and a little bit of waste of space. So you can actually just say this: if silver key. Basically, you're asking the computer, hey, does silver key exist? And if it exists, it's automatically true. If it's false, it's basically saying like no, it's not true. Um, if you wanted to test the false one first, you could actually say if not silver key, and that means if silver key is not, which means it's false, and if silver key just means it's true. And so that's kind of nice because you can then go through your code and you don't have to worry about all these equals equals true and equals equals false. So you can just use those, and it looks a lot nicer, right? So this is basically like, is the flag raised? If so, let them through. If not, don't let them through. And it's really as simple as that.